in this episode of the Cinema Goodness Podcast.
Let me ask you this. Was she going after them because she was thinking about the other partner potentially getting her daughter? Or was she going after them because she regretted that she didn't tell that girl that she was her mother?
What's going on, family? It's Kahim and JP back with another episode. How you doing today, JP?
Man, I'm good. Ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a packed episode for y'all today, man. We're going to be reacting to some trailers. We got The Creator, we got The Flash, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And we're going to be reviewing a movie called The Mother. Can't wait to get into this episode, man. Very excited for it. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn. Let's get into the cinema good.
What's heaven?
It's a peaceful place in the sky.
Are you going to heaven?
No.
Why not?
You gotta be a good person to go to heaven.
10 years ago today, the artificial intelligence created to protect us detonated a nuclear warhead in Los Angeles. As long as AI is a threat, we will never stop hunting them. This is a fight for our very existence.
Whatever's in there, they're sure worried about someone getting in.
Yeah, they're getting out.
We're the same. We can't go to heaven because you're not good. And I'm not a person.
Did you locate the weapon?
Yeah, it's a kid. Seatbelts.
Why do you want to go with this child?
We are this close to winning the war. Execute her, or we go extinct.
They're coming to get me.
Man, September is too far away.
It is.
I'm ready.
Man. Let's go, John David. I'm getting our robot. What is that movie? It's kind of like an alien movie. It's kind of
Talking about not District 9, right?
District 9. Right,
Okay.
right. Yeah, man. I'm getting that type of feel, you know. It's gonna be epic. Little Terminator going. Yeah, man, looks good. September, huh?
Right? And it's, it's almost Terminator, but is it in reverse? Because the humans are hunting the AI. Now, of course, the trailer is doing some misdirection, so we don't know all of it. We know that it seemed like the AI tried to kill humans, and then humans are going after the AI, and seemed like Mr. John David is switched sides.
Yeah, for a kid. It's not really a kid, it's an AI. It's like a robot, man. It's a robot with the skin over his face, which is crazy.
But he said it's a kid. So I'm wondering, at this part of, in this world, are these actual human beings that have combined their human body parts with the AI versus the AI just being a robot? Because the way he describes it, like it was an actual human kid, just augmented. So I'm wondering if that's the case. I don't know.
kind of like RoboCop.
And it looks a lot like RoboCop because of the way the face is and the high evolutionary. It's giving me high evolutionary face because his face was, well, spoiler if you haven't seen, his face is pulled, around as well. I'm love this is my kind of movie because I love sci-fi, robots, AI. Y'all know how I feel about AI in the last few episodes.
Yeah. AI
is on my hit list, so
yeah.
This is right down my alley because we're creating it right now, 2023.
Oh.
We're about to create Skynet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man. I'm like, bro, this is how it all starts, man. Because they doing crazy stuff. They got LeBron kissing Steph Curry, all of this extra stuff, and I'm like, this is how it starts, bro. Because AI sees the type of stuff that we doing, it's gonna feel like we don't deserve it, bro. Like this gift of intelligence, we don't deserve it. So they're gonna start going ham on us, bro. It's gonna be crazy.
And you know what's really amazing when you think about how old the Terminator movies are, to see in 2023 that we have built the robots that have the ability to walk and move around, carry things, do work, and then, right? And now you see the actual AI part of, and all they have to do is put them together.
Yeah.
Right now, when we talk about AI, we talk about something in a computer. Right. But eventually, we all know that thing in the computer, somebody gonna put it in a robot.
Yeah. So I was thinking about what you said the other day about Elon Musk turning into a supervillain, right?
Oh yeah.
So he has a project with the AI. It's like an AI girlfriend or AI wife or something like that. Robot wives.
You know that Tesla is working on a humanoid robot, right?
Man, I didn't know that, but
they are where Tesla is working on a humanoid robot that will have AI built into it. They are trying to make Skynet real every day.
Yeah. But we always gonna feel like we can control it. You know what I'm saying? That's the human flaw.
Hubris. We have God complexes.
Yeah, man, definitely. But
the movie looks good.
Yeah, the movie looks good. The Creator coming out September 29th. It's gonna be lit, man. Can't wait to see it.
And trust that we will be doing a review on it probably that first weekend.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
I lost my parents. That pain made me who I am. I spent a lifetime trying to right the wrongs of the past. As if fighting crime would bring my parents back. You actually did it.
I can't imagine what you've been through.
I love you, Monkey.
You lost both parents in one day.
Barry! Call 911 now!
I went back in time to save my parents. But instead, I completely broke the universe.
If you went back and changed the past,
this world must die.
General's up.
You changed the future.
Do you know what this symbol stands for?
It means hope, right?
I will help you fight Zod.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
I have to undo what I did.
These scars we have make us who we are. We're not meant to go back and fix them. Don't let your tragedy define you.
What did you do?
matter what we do. We're not going to be able to fix this. No! Nobody dies!
You're strapped to your parachutes.
Where's yours?
Looking crazy, man.
Most definitely looking crazy.
Looking crazy.
The best part, the thing I'm looking forward to the most in this movie, and I love that this second trailer highlighted Batman.
Yeah.
And being able to see the evolution of this particular Batman, because we all know the last Batman was So getting to see this particular Batman brought into the modern age, I think is so cool. I mean, this gets me pumped for this movie.
Yeah. I'm hyped to see how they do the Zod story this time around. I'm thinking Zod is probably gonna be the villain for this one around. From the trailer, it looks like that. Like he's gonna be the big villain, and they all gonna have to come together to kind of beat Zod.
And I think part of that is the part that they haven't shown us yet. We know that this is gonna be about Flash turning back time. So it's time travel in this movie. So we don't know exactly what universe he ends up going back to and what the changes that he makes end up causing. So I don't know if this is going to be like a parallel universe or if this is because he went back and tried to meddle in time, are these the results? Instead of getting Kal-El, we're getting, Supergirl. And then the Supergirl is like, she looks a little emo. She looks like sad, not even angry, just kind of sad for most of the trailer. And then, for those of you all that know Supergirl, how experienced is this Supergirl? Is this early on Supergirl? Is this Supergirl, I have this, equivalent experience of Superman? So I don't know. Those are good questions. I think that I'm hoping that if they do any more trailers, they won't reveal anymore because, they already show a whole lot in the trailer. So I'm hoping that they have not shown the best parts of the movie. And I'm hoping that if we get Supergirl, we get her, more advanced and not at the beginning.
Right. Because I remember a lot of Supergirl, like moments from TV and things like that. She's always been kind of like real raw. And inexperienced. They always paint her that she needs Clark or Kal-El or whatever to, actually kind of guide her through. Hopefully, like you said, this is much more advanced. She's had time to deal with her own powers, especially because it don't seem like Superman is there at all. It's probably just been her protecting this Earth. I think we was talking about this before, but how is this going to fit into James Gunn universe? And what's going to happen, because it don't look like he's a part of it at all. What are they going to do? Are they going to even connect any of the dots moving forward? Is Supergirl going to be his Supergirl? Like, it's just a whole bunch of unanswered questions. It's like all over the place, and it's kind of hard to focus and really see how you're going to commit your time into this project, man.
And you know what? I think that it could end up being, you bring up a great point. It could end up being a great movie. Let's say it ends up being a blockbuster smash. Mm-hmm. James Gunn is not involved in it. We know that he is rebooting the DCU. So is this movie going to be a one-off since he wasn't involved in it? And then they just start fresh? Because we already know he already has plans for Superman and Batman and all these other characters. So, it's interesting. I don't know what they're going to do. And I think that some people who maybe have been let down by the DCEU movies prior to James Gunn taking over, some of those people may be a little apprehensive to, you know, really invest in this, knowing it may not go anywhere.
Right.
It's kind of a funny thing. I don't know. People have been posting it lately. I've been seeing it on social media. It's a meme, and it has like 4 or 5 scenes from all of these different movies where the scene ended up not leading to nothing. Like there's been no subsequent movie. I think they had a couple from Marvel movies, and I think the rest of them were all from DCU movies or DCEU movies. So I'm hoping that if it becomes a smash, James Gunn will realize that and then figure a way to, you know, incorporate it.
It's good to see Ben Affleck, man. I liked his Batman. I just don't feel like they gave him enough. They didn't give him enough during like his I guess his tenure as Batman. Because you know most Batmans have their own solo movie. You know, his really wasn't solo. It was more so him trying to chase down Superman the whole time. You know, so I felt like for us to really get a glimpse of what he could do as Batman, he should have had his own movie. It didn't have to be an origin story. It didn't even have to have the Joker in it. It could have been just some, you know, he got a whole bunch of villains you could have used. Mr. Freeze, you know, Catwoman. You know, it just could have, I feel like they should have gave him his own movie. And then you could really tell how he fit into that whole Batman thing. I kind of feel like he was robbed on that end. But he's going to look like he's going to be in this movie. I don't know how long, but it's going to be good to see how he fit into this whole thing. You got the OG back, Mike Keaton, you know what I mean? Going hard, classic Batman. So it looks exciting, man.
You make a great point. I think that was one of the key reasons that the Justice League didn't work. And then we've mentioned this before. As much as I'm not a huge Batman fan, I'm still a fan of Batman. How can you have Batman, one of the pillars of the Justice League, not get his own movie? And he's got one of the best rogues gallery. I think one of the only characters that can challenge his rogues gallery is probably Spider-Man. So Batman has some of the most iconic villains that he's gone against. He absolutely should have had his own movie.
Yeah.
So I think that's why people never did really get endeared to Ben Affleck's Batman. I know I didn't. I mean, I think it's so cool to see Michael Keaton coming back in, because seeing him and bringing that technology up to date is pretty cool for this movie. So, I mean, I'm excited about that part. And it's like a stark contrast to what ended up happening with Ben Affleck's Batman. So I'm hoping Ben Affleck only has a small part in this movie. and most of it is Michael Keaton's Batman. From what the trailer shows, that's the case. But we all know trailers can be real deceptive. So I'm hoping that's the case.
I will say one more thing. I feel like he had the best Batman voice. But it was like a voice changer in his suit. He kind of like the growling Batman. It's kind of like him, but not as, it was a little bit more menacing and less comical. It looks good, man. Excited to see it. That's coming out June 16th. Coming out June 16th.
Coming out quick.
My name is Miles Morales. I'm Brooklyn's one and only Spider-Man. And things are going great.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to be here at 5.
All right, whatever.
Whatever?
Wow.
Whatever?
So are you like a cow or a Dalmatian?
I am the Spot. It's not funny.
Don't do that.
Miles's grades are pretty good. A in AP Physics.
That's my little man.
And a B in Spanish.
What? Ooh, okay. Miles, are you trying? Mira, eso es imposible.
He's lying to you. And I think you know it.
What's up, danger?
Miles! Want to get out of here?
Oh, when? So wait a minute. There's an elite crew with all the best spider people in it?
Who's the new guy?
This is unbelievable.
This is the lobby.
Miguel O'Hara.
The whole thing was his idea.
What's a guy got to do to join this spider team?
You can never be part of this.
Don't even get me started on Doctor Strange and the little nerd back on Earth 1999. come on, go easy on the kid. He had a terrible teacher.
Peter.
Miles!
Mayday. You have a baby?
I have a baby.
I'll take it from here. Miles, being Spider-Man is a sacrifice. You have a choice between saving one person and saving every world. Send me home. I can't do that.
I can do both. Spider-Man always.
Not always.
What about Uncle Ben?
If not for Uncle Ben, most of us wouldn't be here.
Can't stop me now!
You can't run forever, kid!
I can't lose one more friend.
Miguel, this isn't what we talked about!
You knew?
You have no idea what you're doing!
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
All stations, stop Spider-Man. You me? And then I looked at my uncle and...
Let me guess. He died?
Now this I'm excited for.
Yeah, man. The artwork is crazy, man. It's just like so vibrant. The animation's so smooth, bro. Oh, man, they kill it. Pascal.
It's something about what they do, because I saw this on the first one, Into the Spider-Verse, and like where they're changing the colors, you're animators, so you know what they're doing. I'm just enjoying it, but it's something about how like the colors are merging. It looks, man, it trips your brain out watching it.
The chromatic aberration, man, it's like that 3D type of feel, but it's not 3D, it's flat still, but the way they do the chromatic aberration, man, just...
The what now?
It's chromatic aberration. It's like how they kind of like separate the colors on the screen, like...
You're gonna have to spell that out on the bottom. Chromatic aberration. I learned a new term today.
Yeah, yeah, man, it's just dope. It's kind of how they use the 3D type of feel. You know, if you're looking at a 3D TV, it's kind of looking like they got the red and the green. Okay. Put the glasses on, you can kind of see everything come together, and it creates that 3D type of effect.
I got you. Because like when you don't have them on, everything's kind of blurry looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man, so this I love it. This kind of the great art style that they kind of made it their own, bro. It's dope. But I'm excited.
And that meme in there is hilarious.
Yeah, they always do. You.
Yeah, man. That's hilarious.
Well, Spider-Man, I guess this Ultimate Spider-Man, I don't know which kind of Spider-Man he is, but he's gonna be the villain, which is crazy. And they got a Spider-Man villain.
You know, when you're going into the multiverse, that's absolutely possible.
Yeah, man. They're doing a great job with that. Because I was like, where would they go? I was trying to figure that out. Where would they go after the first one, you know? But it's just deep into the multiverse, man, and all the stuff it brings. They got the old Peter to come back, which is nice. You know, Spider-Gwen. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. They did the model really well too, from when he was younger to how he grew up now. It just looks great, man. I can't wait for it.
You know, I think I'm at the point where Miles Morales is probably my favorite Spider-Man.
I gotta see him in live action first, man, before I say that.
Well, you know what? You're right. Now, if they bring him to live, they made him animated. If they bring him to live action, that's gonna really, really seal the deal if they do a great job at it.
Yeah, they kind of alluded to Miles being in this universe, the MCU, when Spider-Man, what was that? Homecoming, the first one, Donald Glover played the uncle, and Spider-Man was trying to go interrogate him, trying to figure out where the weapons were, and he put the webs on the hood, and then he had on this like dark voice or whatever. But the guy, Uncle Aaron, was like, I got a nephew that lives here, so he wanted to be safe. Uncle Aaron is actually the Prowler in the comic books. Uncle Aaron was the Prowler. So Miles he's in the MCU Spider-Man with Tom Holland. We just don't know. He probably didn't get his powers yet and all of that stuff. But they kind of alluded to him being in the universe. So
this is in Homecoming?
Yeah, Homecoming, the first one. Spider-Man Homecoming.
I gotta rewatch that then. I gotta put that on my rewatch list.
Yeah, so he's definitely in there, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if he got his powers yet or what. It's interesting, man. I love these, man. The last episode we talked about our top 5 superhero movies. The first one was my number 3, so I'm really hyped about this one, man. It's gonna be lit.
And that one's coming up quick. That's just about 2 weeks away.
June 2nd, right?
Yeah.
No, that's next week, next Friday.
Next Friday? Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. So less than 2 weeks. I'm ready.
Let's go, June. Y'all looking real good right now.
Yes.
All right, man. So let's move on to The Mother. It dropped on Netflix about, I think, like 2 weeks ago, probably.
And I think it was one of the number 1 movies on Netflix over the weekend.
Yeah, it did really well.
I was definitely, because I didn't even know it was coming out, I was definitely pleasantly surprised. The Mother tells the story of a deadly female assassin with an elusive, shadowy identity. She appears to have lived in isolation, forever evading the shadows of her past. She was living a life on the run from what is implied to be contract killers, but they found her ultimate weakness, a daughter she had given up years before. While she intends to keep her daughter safe from a life of crime, violence, and danger, she has no choice but to step out of the shadows. Spoilers, let me just tell y'all, we about to talk about this movie in depth, so get your spoilers out of the way.
Yeah, we definitely gonna put the spoiler alert at the beginning of this episode, man. But the movie came out May 12th, starring Jennifer Lopez. I was surprised as well, honestly, man. This is probably one of my favorite movies from her. I'm not gonna hold you, cause some of her stuff I be watching, I'm okay. But this one, she did a really good job. Really good job. I was surprised, man. I have a few gripes that I'm probably going to get into, but not too many. Not as many as I expected to have watching this movie.
Now, I definitely wanted to hear your perspective because they keep calling her an assassin in all of the synopsis that I saw, but she was a military veteran.
Yeah, she was a sniper.
And they keep saying assassin, but she was a sniper. So to me, assassin and sniper is not the same thing, but I understand why they're using that terminology. But I want your perspective because you did serve. So I was interested to see how you felt about the movie.
Okay, so I'm thinking at first she started off as a sniper in the Marines, I'm guessing it was. But she met this guy named Adrian who had a special group. He had a special group, and they were headhunters. Headhunters, I'm guessing, are assassins. This is my thing, with this movie. I kind of had a hard time really pinning down why they were after her so hard. Okay, so they took the daughter at the beginning of the movie. Because they took the daughter, nobody should know that she had a daughter. You know what I'm saying? Or where to find this girl. So it was kind of like they forced this situation to happen to where they kidnapped the daughter and Jennifer Lopez has to come out of hiding to try to find her daughter. Okay,
now I think I can fill in some gaps for you, and I don't know if this will change how you feel about it. So, okay, this is why they were going after her, because I was trying to put it all together myself, so I wanted to make sure I got this. So, okay, she's in the military, doing her duty, but she's you can see her up in like a watchtower of some sort. And I don't know if she was at the forward operating base or what have you, but she noticed that the guy, I believe his name is Michael or Miguel, he was dealing with the weapons, and he was bringing the weapons into the base. But she was saying, I guess because of her skill, she notices details, and she was noticing that no one else would notice that every single gun shipment was shy of what it should have been.
Okay.
So she's observing this guy, knowing that he's smuggling guns from every shipment that's coming into the base. So she gets connected with him first, okay? Because she knows
the guy Hector.
Hector, not Michael, Hector, correct. So she gets connected with him because she knows that he's smuggling guns out of the Army supply of guns that are coming into the base. The next step was, even though she had the supply, but she needed someone who could create the demand, who had the connection. So that's how she got connected with Adrian character, because he was the one who was original. He was working in the military as well. Okay. And I believe he was a former SAS. So he had connections with people who needed the guns.
Right.
So what she did was she brought these two men together, and you know, I think she said, you know, I could be at home having PTSD, or I could do something for myself. So essentially, they created a business, you know, an illegal business. They were criminals, but she essentially was able to see the supply and demand. So they created this empire where she's brokering with these two guys, the one guy who has the supply guns, and then the other guy who has connections for them to make the money. You know, there's some scenes where you can tell she's gotten close to Hector, but she's also gotten close to Adrian.
Right.
Now, you don't find this out till a little bit later on, but you start to see Adrian circumventing her.
Yeah.
So he connected them. I mean, she connected them, but Adrian is going around her to deal with Hector with the weapons, and they got some other stuff going on the side. So, you know, her female intuitions, you know, the hackles on the back of her neck are standing up. She knows something is going on. The something in the milk ain't clean, what have you. And she knows they have a shipment out in the yard. She's going to check the shipment. And the first container box she goes and looks in, she finds guns. So, okay, this is what it should be. But then she hears some kids crying.
Right.
And she goes to the next container, and that's when she finds that they're doing human trafficking. That's the part that they were hiding from her to make extra money. So the reason that they were going after her so bad, so hard, is because she blew up their operation. Turns out she done slept with both of them. Okay.
Pregnant.
And has gotten pregnant. The opening shot of the movie, you see her, she's in a safe house. Omar Hardwick's character and random Caucasian FBI agent is there. I don't even think they said a name. So she keeps telling them, we're not safe here. We're not safe here. These people are serious. They're after me. Before you know it, shots, you know, sniper shots coming through the windows, headshots, all of the agents going down. They're running into the house for their lives. Omar Howard's character gets hit in the chest. He's down. She pulls him, you know, and tries to close up his wound. She goes in the bathroom.
Yeah.
She creates a improvised explosive device with a candle, because, you know, she's got all these Miss MacGyver skills. And then she goes and hides in the shower because she knows she can, you know, hide from the blast. Well, she don't know whether it's Hector or Adrian coming after her. And it turns out that it's Adrian when he opens the shower curtain, and he sees her, she sees him, and then he looks down and sees that she is very pregnant.
Yeah.
He stabs her belly, and then the bomb goes off, burns him, and, you know, everyone flees out So they get her out. Turns out Omari Harvard's character survives his gunshot because of what she did. When she comes to, she's like, okay, oh no, Adrian was killed in the fire, in the explosion. They were like, nope, his body was not found. They pulled him out before we could get there. So that's the beginning of the movie.
Right.
And so that gives you how one of them knew that she was pregnant.
Yeah, definitely knew.
Because he saw her pregnant belly and tried to kill the baby instantly. He didn't know if it was his at the time, but crazy. So that was a great scene. I like it, like you said, the action in the movie, excellent. And I must agree with you that I feel like this is probably her best movie for me.
Yeah.
So those connections, I got them, coming after her for blowing up what they were doing. And then, them circumventing her, because powerful men a lot of times, do that.
Right.
She's the one who essentially created, what they were doing. And then they're gonna go behind her back and then have these kids. And if you doing human trafficking, that means those kids are going into some form of slavery.
Right. Yeah, all of that stuff. She cool with killing people, but she ain't messing with no kids. She ain't dealing with all of that. So
well, she's the mother.
Right. Yeah, it was a solid film, bro. I was really surprised about it. I think the scenery was nice, especially like that cold mountain range. Like they picked a good scenery for that. It was a great film, man. I was pleasantly surprised. And I like Omari Harvard. I thought he was gonna die at the beginning, though. I did. I was like, I know they ain't about to have this man in the movie for a little bit, and he died. But how they killed him, they got him hard at the end, bro. I was like, man. And it's funny because you watch these scenes in the movie, and like one thing I noticed is when they hold the shot for a long time, either they trying to get you into the scene. Right? They just trying to get you to capture the look of everything, what's going on, or something crazy is about to happen. When you hold that shot, and when they was driving down that street, I said, oh, there's something's about to go down, bro. And they whacked them. I said, man. I was like, you made it all the way home. And then at first, because I'm watching the movie, I was like, man, is this the end? Is this how it's going to end? Because she got, when she finally rescued her daughter, I was like, man, that was kind of easy, bro. How she just ran in there, cut the lights off. She's pow, going to each room, lighting them up. So I was like, man, this is way too easy. And I was getting frustrated about that, honestly, bro. And then when they grabbed her, walked her down the stairs, I was like, man, this movie not over. Something crazy. It's not over. And then, they picked her up from Omari. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, you got me. I'm back in. I'm back in the movie now. So it was solid, man. That she had that opportunity to actually bond with her daughter, like once she rescued her, because she was like, I know you're my mother, and she was like, I'm nobody, and all of that stuff, right? She was upset because she was lying, but they had that chance to actually bond over the only thing that Jennifer Lopez knew how to do, you know what I'm saying?
Which was kill, survive.
Yeah. They had that they had that scene where, she's teaching her how to shoot and she's looking over and smiling at her. I was like, oh, they had that mother and daughter moment.
And let me tell you, what's funny is the part where they lost me a little bit is exactly what you're talking about, because when they stopped at the little diner, and Jennifer Lopez was passing her daughter back over to Omari Hardwick. And I'm like, now, wait a minute. We are about 30 minutes into this movie. Mm-hmm. This movie is not about to end. And I will say that's on my list of things that I didn't care for, because she knew that she had two partners and both of them were after her. So right. I didn't like her decision to send the daughter back home, because she knew that the man that she had just killed was not the partner that tried to kill her before.
Right.
It was the other one.
Right.
And you're right. She was able to take him out easy. All his little guards, they had that mapped out. That was an easy quest. Just get the daughter back, get rid of him quickly. So that told me right there, okay, this is not the big boss. The big boss is that one that you thought was dead. Let me tell you something. People who are evil, it take a lot to kill them. They don't ever die easy. You are evil enough to stab a pregnant woman.
Yeah.
So we knew he was, when they didn't find his body, that was clue enough. This is gonna be the big bad. That's why I was like, you sending your daughter back home where they know where she would be, and then they ain't never even make it home.
Make it home. But I guess that's kind of like how she ended up there so fast. Because she was really like right behind him on that motorcycle though. And I guess like once she let them go, she was kind of like, nah, I need to see this through, make sure she really get home. And then that's when everything kind of picked up the second part of the movie. You know?
Let me ask you this. Was she going after them because she was thinking about the other partner potentially getting her daughter? Or was she going after them because she regretted that she didn't tell that girl that she was her mother? I don't know.
I kind of would say it's both though. You know, I think she was kind of like because you see when she almost had a panic attack that she was letting her lead. So a part of it was kind of like the parental part. Like I need to make sure that she's really okay. And then I don't know, Adrian is still out there somewhere. I need to make sure that she's really okay and make sure she get home safe. And that's kind of like pushing forward towards the end of the movie. You see her kind of like watching her, watching over her the whole time. When she get out of school, she meet her parents, she's really going to be there to like make sure nothing else happens to her. So I guess it was kind of like both. The parental part, like she was just so distraught by the fact that she just let her walk out of her life again, Yeah. And then the whole protective part, like I need to make sure that she's okay.
The part of the movie that I really liked, and I think this is why I liked her character more in this movie, is because when she knew she had to keep her daughter and make sure that she was safe to finish the job, essentially, she trained her daughter. That time that they had that you were talking about, their bonding, that was so important because to me, it was more realistic knowing that all Jennifer Lopez's character has is being this strong military, get it done, focus in, sniper type attitude. It made perfect sense for her to say, okay, we're hiding. While we're hiding, I'm gonna make sure that I can equip you with everything that you need to survive. I don't know if I'm gonna have to fight to the death, but you will at least have some skills to defend yourself. So I really like that part of the movie a whole lot because it made perfect sense for her character to be doing that. She wasn't just gonna protect her daughter, but she was gonna equip her daughter to be able to take care of herself. So I think that was one of the parts in the movie that won me over the most because it made perfect sense for the character. Yeah. She was having trouble connecting on the emotional side to the daughter, but that was her way.
Right.
To forge that connection, to say, if I can give you I may not have been able to raise you. You have a good stepmother and father, a good mother and father that have raised you, but this is the good gift that I can give to you.
Right.
And I really like that part.
Yeah, I agree, man. I hope the whole character dynamic between them, like even though that girl kind of had a hint that she was her mother at first, and then the way it evolved, she was just so hard. Like she was like, I hate you and all of this stuff. But then, like as she started to spend time with her, she really got to see those motherly qualities out of her and really, I guess, understand that she was really trying to just help and she kind of appreciated that at the end. That's why she, after she read that letter, she went to go try to protect her and save her and stuff. And I thought that was real authentic, man. Like, it was like, that's the thing that I liked about this movie so much. Like, even though it was like wrapped in action and adventure and stuff, it still had a quality to it. Like, it wasn't really, and I think we talked about this before, making the female lead extra emotional, extra just super powerful and all of this stuff. Like, it gave her, Jennifer Lopez, a balance. Like, she was strong when she had to be, but she was also motherly in her own way. And it was true to the character. I really think that Jennifer Lopez did a good job of pushing that through and putting that on screen, man. And I could appreciate that about the film, man. It was really, it was surprising in that, having that type of connection between mother and daughter. And it's like, the whole time, you don't really know how she's gonna react to that, how Zoe's gonna react to that, how she's gonna be open to receiving this knowledge that she has, and it was just good to see it unfold the way it did. And yeah, man, I really enjoyed the movie. I did. I watched it again, and I was like, yeah, it's solid, man. I'll put this in the movie. I could watch again, so.
Absolutely. And I said it, but it's worth saying again. I firmly believe of all the movies that Jennifer Lopez has been in, I believed her acting, I believed her character. The connection to the character made sense. And I think that came from the writing. Even, there are things, every movie has some things. The writers put in plot devices to move the story forward. So I get it, whether I agree with it or not, but I'm impressed with her character. And I love that she was able to hold the emotion. You could tell everything she was doing was to save her daughter, but you don't see her really allow the emotion to overtake her until at the very end, once the job is done. Right. And I love that, because even in a male character, when you're able to achieve, all the great characters that we've seen in these kinds of movies, even they're overcome when they have, beaten these insurmountable odds. So to see them make it make sense, she's not breaking down in the middle of the fight. She's holding strong. She's doing what she needs to do to finish the fight. And then at the appropriate time, when you have finished the battle, now you get to absolutely express your motherhood, to this girl. So it was just awesome. I'm really, really, I'm happy about how it ended.
Yeah, that last shot of them in the snow and they're like running towards each other, man. I was like, man, that's a beautiful shot, man. It was just cinematically, it was nice. All of that stuff, all of that good stuff, man. So, Josh, what would you give this film?
I'm going to say 7.5, but it's between 7.5 and 8. I really liked it.
Yeah, I would say a 7. I liked it. I liked it too. Feeling good, feeling great. How about you?
Man, I'm feeling awesome. I'm so excited about this. This is going to be our 12th. This is going to be our 12th episode. So I'm super excited. And if you're listening to this, if you're enjoying this content, please go to Lightrichstudios on YouTube, on Facebook, and make sure that you subscribe, follow. You can look for us on all of the podcast platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, all those good things. You can listen or you can watch. And always, you can watch us on YouTube. So I'm excited about it. We're going to keep pumping them out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let us know what y'all watching, man. Put some comments down in the comment section. We really do enjoy reading y'all comments, man. And until next time, you have a light that is out of this world. Let it shine to be the richness that this world deserves. Much love, family. Being rich.
Peace.